Welcome back, everybody. It's 4:43. Happy Friday, Richie.
Hey, Rich.
Oh, happy Friday.
It's like, let it sink in.
Let it
his happy
sing.
dance
Just
with that.
bathe yourself in the glow of Happy Friday. You know, it's always like we're going to have time off. The best day is actually right after work on your last day before you start. I always feel that way by the time we get to even the start of the day on Friday. Not so bad, you know. Well, today, actually, the weather not so bad. We have the clouds out there. Not so different, actually, would probably be a better way of describing it. We have cloudy skies around western Washington. The marine deck back with us again today. Some changes, however. Well, one that didn't change from yesterday. Early backup on the departure deck out there at SeaTac. Cloudy skies by and large out there, and we're going to be looking for those clouds to stick with us probably about the same as yesterday. What has changed, the amount of moisture coming through eastern Washington. You see, we saw showers last couple of days developing in the afternoon. They're slowly working their way farther to the west, and you can see starting to spill over a little bit into the foothills of the Cascades. We're on the dry side of the Cascades. We're kind of like Wenatchee would normally be, where you might see just a little bit of that moisture make its way through. So out there, as you get closer to the Cascade foothills this morning, you might see a couple of sprinkles or showers, and we'll see that probably a chance of that happening probably increasing as we head towards this afternoon. But the main push of moisture will be staying east of the Cascades. Temperatures right now pretty mild, maybe a degree or so cooler than yesterday, mostly in the upper 40s and low 50s, but I'm seeing a few mid 50s showing up there. And east of the Cascades, looking at mostly 40s and 50s as well. University of Washington, the high resolution model showing the low clouds around, and then you can see just this kind of spillover of just a few showers making it over the Cascades. They're bringing it, the model's bringing it a little bit farther away, but then again, it tends to over push things a little bit too far to the west, but you could see sprinkles out towards the Cascade foothills this afternoon. Again, early tomorrow, and then a little bit of a shift in the pattern. We could see a slight chance of a scattered shower just about anywhere on Saturday, less of a chance on Sunday, but again, quantities out of it, maybe a few hundredths of an inch. It's been a dry month. We've only had 800ths of an inch of rain out of SeaTac so far this month, and not going to change much here in the next couple of days. Still in the pattern of morning clouds and afternoon sun as we head into Sunday, and then it looks as we head into the first part of next week, a little bit more sun and warmer temperatures. So today, partly sunny, morning clouds, afternoon sun. We'll see that chance of a few showers near the foothills. Highs today, upper 60s to around 70 degrees, so a degree or two warmer than yesterday. Partly sunny, slight chance of a few showers on Saturday, less of a chance Sunday. Temperatures over the weekend, upper 60s and low 70s. Pretty pleasant. Sunny and low to mid 70s Monday, mid to upper 70s Tuesday, and then back into the mid 70s Wednesday. Maybe a chance of a couple showers developing as we head towards the end of the week. All in all, a pretty quiet pattern as we work our way towards the end of May, which has been a pretty quiet month.